Hi everyone, it's Linda from Covenant Lane Wearable Art. Sorry, it's been just over a week since I've done a video, but I've been dog sitting for my daughter. I've got two little dachshund puppies here with me, and I was just trying to get some quiet time. They're asleep at the moment, but we'll see how long that lasts for. So I'm sorry if they start barking or growling or mucking up during this video. Anyway, we'll get started. We're going to do a bracelet in the 3 bead netting, including modified as well as the freeform netting as well. I've got a little mixture of beads here. They range in size from 11 O's up to 11 O's up to 8 O's. There might be a couple of 6 O's in there as well, but not many. So that was just a bead mix I had. So how I put this together is I've got one of these bead mixes here that I purchased. It's an 8O bead mix, that one there. I don't know what colours it is. As you can see, it doesn't say on there. It just says mix. And I also added in some other colours as well. So I've got some size 8 here in, does it say a colour on it? Yep, Gold Line Rainbow Frosted Peridot, as well as some 11 O's in the opaque turquoise, some 8 O's in the same colour, some orange in opaque pale orange. What else have we got here? These are just opaque orange. The other ones were pale orange. These are opaque orange. These are in 11 O's as well. And then I've got some of the 8 O's in the colour line rust burnt orange. They're Masuno beads, these ones. As well as these are 8 O's in the pumpkin colour. They're Tohos. So they just look like a copper. So I've just mixed all of those together. Amounts, I can't give you amounts. It's just, there's a few grams there. I'd say there'd roughly be 15 to 20 grams maybe in that mix there. And then I've just got some little beads here that I definitely won't be using all of these. I'll just sort some out and pick. There's some crystals, some turquoise, some tiger eye, some little red coral cylinder shaped beads here. What else we got there? Some bronze coloured rondelles. Got some, what are these? Carnelian Heishi beads. Some glass coin shaped beads, some red crystals. Yeah, so just a mix, and I'll just choose what I'm going to use as we're going along. Okay, so I've also got some silver accent beads, just different shapes and sizes there, just a little mix of those. So what you're going to need, I use 8-pound fire line in the smoke, a pair of snippers. I always have a beading awl on hand. You never know when you're going to need that. A pair of chain nose pliers, just in case you need to help yourself through with a needle. And on this one too, it's I'm using a double thread. So I've got some conditioner, which is the Thread Heaven thread conditioner and protectant. Just a little pot of that. Okay, so I've threaded up my needle. I'm using a size 12 needle. And I've got just over an arm's length of thread doubled with a stop bead on the end and just a small ending tail end there. Okay, we'll get started. So we're just going to tip some of our seed bead soup out. Just a small amount. You don't need a lot to start with. I didn't mention, sorry, you're going to need a tape measure as well. I'm going to make this one 18 centimetres, which is just over the 7-inch mark. So that's how many beads I'm going to thread on 18 centimetres. Okay, so just pick them up randomly. This is always a lot of fun to watch, not? So we just want to get those on the needle, down to the stop bead, just like that. Okay, I think you get the idea of what I'm doing here. I can do this a lot quicker if I'm not doing it on camera, so I'll pause this and come back when I've got 18 centimetres of beads on our double thread. Okay, won't be long. Okay, I'm back. So I've got 18 centimetres, as you can see there, of beads strung on my double thread. So what we do from here is we pick up, you can pick up as many beads as you like, but we're starting off, we want the ends that go behind your wrist, on the back side of your wrist, to be flat. So we're going to stick to an actual 3-bead netting, or close enough to a 3-bead netting to start with. Shh, be quiet. Sorry, that was the puppies. I knew they wouldn't stay asleep for long. Sorry about that. Okay, I've got 3 beads there. So I'm going to count up to the 4th bead. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go through the 4th one. Pulling your thread through. You get a little loop at the end like that. Doesn't matter what size you pick up, just 1, 2, 3, 4. Go through the 4th bead. This just happens to be a small one between 2 big ones, which always makes it a little bit more difficult to maneuver. Okay, coming through that one. And we're just going to do this 3-bead netting for about 3 or 4 centimetres on each side. One, 2, 3, 4. Through that 4th bead. One, 2, 3, 4. So it's the 4th bead from where your thread is coming out. Once again, I get one between 2 big beads. And while we're doing this on a double thread, normally we use a single thread, is because you'll see as we go along, it's a lot harder to find your way weaving back through to strengthen everything. So if you've already got a double thread, then you don't have to worry about that. I don't particularly like using double thread, but sometimes you need to do it. 3, 4. Just measure that and see, that might be roughly 3 centimetres there. Yep, that's close enough. It's only 4, so that's close enough. Now what we're going to do is the freeform netting. And I'm going to do this without adding any of our gemstones beads for about 3 to 4 rows before I start adding on the gemstones. So you can pick up as many as you like on this one because this is the freeform part of it. So it's meant to look wild and unruly. That'll do. It doesn't matter how many you've got on there. I've got 2, 4, 6, 7 beads. That'll do. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm not going to do it that way. I'm just going to measure up and see where that comes out, which bead it comes up to. I was going to do another way, but I've changed my mind. I like this way better. And just measuring up, and it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be exact, you can just come in. See, that's one of the 6 O's there I've got, but there's only a few of those in there. It was a previous bead mix I had. I just threw some more beads in. That'll do, measuring from where your thread is coming out of your last bead. And just going through whichever one's close enough to it. No rules, doesn't matter with this, you can't go wrong. So it should be looking something like that. I hope everybody's been having a lovely week. Very sorry for the North American people watching this about your terrible mass shootings that's been going on there lately. Just yeah, absolutely mind-boggling. I don't understand it. I don't know that if I was living there that I'd be sending my kids off to school. It would just worry the life out of me. But I guess it's what you get used to. And unfortunately, it's something I don't want to get used to. Just so glad our government banned guns quite a few years ago now after we had a very major mass shooting, and that's the only one I can ever remember of all my years of being on this planet, here in Australia anyway. It's the only one I can remember, and that was just devastating. And we've never had one since, and yeah, all I can do is thank God for that. Anyway, that's enough political stuff. It's just, yeah. So we're just measuring up. Okay, that's what it should be looking like, something like that. You can fiddle around with them, moving back and forward, doesn't matter. Alright, we're nearly up to where we're going to start doing our 3 bead netting. Don't forget that that's what you're going to be doing, so make sure you leave yourself enough space at the end there to do that. You want it to be nice and flat behind your wrist. And I'll just measure that and see where we're up to. Yeah, it's 3.5 centimetres, that's fine. It doesn't have to be exact. So now we go back into the 3 bead netting. One, two, three, four. Count up to your 4th bead. One, two, three, four. That one there, the blue one, the turquoise one. Two, three, four. One, two, three, four, comes down exactly to that very last bead that's on there. Doesn't matter if yours isn't. You just got to get up to the end. Oh goodness, I'll just move this stop bead up a little bit. Okay, we can take the stop bead off now. And just tie a square knot. It's a bit harder when you've got double thread. Okay. Now we're just going to continue on with the 3 bead netting here. So picking up 3 beads. Counting up 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming out of the orange one there. Three beads again. Counting 1, 2, 3, 4. See how much tighter that is compared to that there. That's what you want it. You want it to be nice and tight and flat there. Three again. 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. Okay, now we start doing the freeform bead netting again. So picking up as many beads as you like, doesn't matter. Measuring. Come out of that green one there. Okay, and that's all what we're going to do all the way up until you get up to your last 3 or 4 centimeters where we're going to do the 3 bead netting. So I'll leave you there to do that. Just carry on adding as many beads as you like, measuring up, coming out, and when you get up to here, so do your 3 bead netting up to here, and just stop when you get to the top, because then I'll show you how to do the turnaround. All right, I'll be back soon. Okay, I'm back. So I've come up to the top, and I've threaded on 8 beads here, so we're going to do the turnaround. So it's come up just before we actually get to the very top of this. So what we're going to do is come around, bringing that around, and you want it to fit into the nearest bead. Now see, there's a gap, if you can see that there. There's a gap between where my bead is going to sit and this bead here, and this is the bead I want to come out of. So I'll have to add 1 or 2, whatever size that you use. If you're using a bigger one, it might only take 1. If you're using some of the 11-0s, it might take, no, I want to come out of this green one here. So it doesn't matter, so I'm just going to pop in 1 11-0 there, and that will do it. Come through that green bead there, and that should turn on the corner. See how that sits there like that? Then you just continue with your 3 bead netting until you come up to the point where it starts to go wild. So 1 2 3 4. One, 2, 3, 4. This one here. I'm going to have to thread up again in a minute. You could probably have done 2 arms lengths of double thread. So that would be 4 single arms. 1 2 3 4. Just up to you how much thread you put on, whatever you're comfortable working with. I just didn't put too much on because it's harder to do when you're trying to do a video. 2 3 4. And probably 1 more lot, and 1 2 3 4. See how that's sitting? It's all nice and tight and flat, and this is all loose, and that's how you want it to look. So I'm going to thread up again. You can keep going. Now you're doing the freeform bead weaving, or as I like to call it, the wild beading. Yeah, so just continue on at as many as you like. Hook in where you want to hook in, cross over, do whatever you want to do until you come up to your 3 to 4 centimeters here on the end, and we'll do the 3 bead netting again. All right, well, I'll thread up and see you all back here soon. Okay, I'm back for a sec. So I'm up the top again. We're just going to turn the corner again. Sorry, move my camera down a little bit. There we go, that should be better. Excuse me. So I've got, what have I got? 5 beads on here. So and turn the corner, and you can see it doesn't quite meet there. So I'm going to add a few more beads on. Not that one, that's a wonky one, that one. 2, 3. 3 might do it. So you should never turn a corner with any less than 5 beads. So yeah, 5 to 8 is normally the amount. Okay, it's going to take one more. Just try and find something roughly the right size. I think that should do it. Through that green bead there. Oh, this is why I hate working with double thread. Absolutely hate it. Alright, you don't need to watch me get this knot out. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back. That wasn't too bad of a knot, so you just have to be very careful with that. And also too, as you're going along, because you are working with a double thread, just check to make sure that you've pulled both threads through tightly, so that you don't have one looping up anywhere along your work. So always make sure that they've both come through and they're nice and tight together. Alright, so just continuing on with the 3 bead netting now for the back of the wrist. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, up through the green one. Okay, now we're getting up to the freeform bead weaving, so you can just add on as many beads as you like. Just measuring up, just seeing roughly where it would come out. That would be this one here for me. And this is now the 4th row. So you can start adding in some beads now, some of our accent beads. Just tip a few of those out, and some of the silver accent beads there as well. So I'm just going to pick up a couple of the seed beads and then just choose whatever bead you like, doesn't matter. I might even do a silver one with that one, a couple more seed beads, just so it looks roughly like that. Bring that down to your work. Being careful not to get a knot in your thread. This double thread tangles very easily. You can line it up along the side like that if you want, or you can cross over. You can do whatever you want. Just seeing where your beads lay. I'm crossing over there, so I'm going to come through this turquoise bead here. Oops, sorry, I'm off camera there. Pull this back a little bit more. I find it very hard to stay on camera and see my work as I'm doing it. Right, picking up a few more seed beads. Not that one over here, that's a weird one. Another, I go with one of these little turquoise ones. And I think would look nice in there. I'll just go with a little green bicone. You don't have to add two of the accent beads if you don't want to. You can just add one at a time. A couple more seed beads. So it looks like that. Bring it down to your work. Hear the puppy snoring in the background there. Just seeing where that lays, how I like it. Yep, and come through this red one there on the outside. Couple more seed beads. I'll pick up a silver one. What else have I got here? We'll do a tiger's eye. A couple more seed beads. Bring it down to the work. Yeah, I think I want that one along the side. See what I mean about the little loop there? I didn't pull that through tight enough, and that's what I've got, a little loop there. So I've got to find which one of those it is before it gets too far. Pull it in nice and tight. Okay, a few more seed beads. And what will I go with this time? I'll do a turquoise. A few more seed beads. You can choose whatever size accent bead you want. I wouldn't go any bigger than, I think that's a 6mm rondelle there. I wouldn't go any much bigger than a 6mm flat beads like, I'll have a look and see what I've got there. So flat beads like this one, not particularly that one because that's only got a hole at the end, but a flat drill through bead. You can go as big as you like with those. Again, I wouldn't go huge, but because they sit flatter to the bracelet, so yeah, then you're not going to have that bulk sitting up on top of your wrist. Unless you like the bulk, then go for it. Okay, we're coming up to our back of the wrist part again. I'm just going to pop a couple of seed beads on there. Go through this one. Yeah, just filling in that little gap there. You can just, you'll be able to see that sort of stuff for yourself as you're going along. If you'll see a little gap, just pop a couple of seed beads in there. And then continue on with your 3 bead netting. You know how to do the turnaround now. So I'll meet you when we come back up here, up to the other side at the end of the 3 bead netting here. Alright, won't be long. Okay, I'm back. So back, I've come around, done the turnaround, beaded down this side here, keeping it nice and flat like that. And we're going to add some more seed beads. Just pick up a few. I'm going to add up a silver bead in here. And I'm going to do one of the bronzy coloured crystals, as well as, what else do I want here? I'm going to do one of the, if I can get it, one of the little red coral cylinder beads, a couple of more seed beads, bring that down to the work. Okay, seeing where that lies nicely. Yeah, I think I like it there. Find a bead to go through where it lines up nicely. Come through. Okay, picking up a few more seed beads. I think this is going to be a two-part video. It's going to take too long to get it looking nice in one video, like under an hour, so that's pretty much impossible. I'm not going to put something else there. I'm going to go for one of the carnelians, the heshis in the carnelian. Maybe two. Oh no, just one. Just make my mind up as I go along. A few more of the seed beads. Seeing where it lays nicely. Okay, I'm going to come through this green bead here. If I can get hold of it. Oh, okay, I'm going to go through the turquoise one instead. That's the beauty of freeform. You can pretty much do what you want to do. No hard and fast rules. It's not going to wreck the pattern if you miss a bead, go back a bead, or go forward a bead. So anyway, that's what it's starting to look like. We've got quite a bit more building up to go, so we'll continue that in the next part of this video. So yeah, well, I'll see you all in part 2. If you'd like to leave a comment or ask a question or anything like that, you can do that down below. I'm not going to ask you to like and subscribe. You'll either do that or you won't. That's yeah, totally up to you. Me asking all the time doesn't seem to matter, so up to you whether you like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it if you did. Everybody have a lovely day, and yep, I'll see you all in part 2. So for now, that's me signing off. Okay, bye everybody.